All right, shalom, shalom. It's Brother Tazdak here of Israel. I'd like to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Mekakwadash, double honors to the and apostles of Great Millstone. Right? So today we're going to go into Deuteronomy 26, going into the Hebrew. Lord, when you're edified, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Mekakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Let's get right into it. Salakia. Let's do Deuteronomy. Salakia. This is Deuteronomy 26 and 1. Reads Wahaya, Kaya, Taba'a, Al Ha-Rataza, right? Which means, and it will come to pass because you enter to the land which the Lord your power, Yahweh al-Hayakah, has given unto thee, Natan Lakah, Nakala, Wayarashta, to inherit and to possess, right? And you dwell upon it, Wayashabath, Baha, Walakwatha, Ma'ra'ashayath, right? And you take from the first of all your fruit, called pariah of the ground, Ha'adamah, Ashar, Tabaya'ah, Slakia Tabaya, which you will bring in from your land, Ma'aratazaka, which the Lord your power is given unto thee, Ashar Yahweh al-Hayakah, Nathan Lakah, Washamath, Batana, right? Which means and you will place in the basket. That's what the word Tana means, right? You can compare that with the word batan, which means either stomach, womb, but it also means peanut because it's in the shape of a womb, right? Wahalakt, right? And you will go to the place al hamakwam, which you will choose, the Lord your power, Ashar Yabahar Yahweh Lahayakah, to dwell his name hither, Lashakan Shamwa Sham, verse 3, Waba'ath al Hakahan, right? And you will bring it to the priest, Ashar Yahaya Bayamyan, or Salakia Bayamayim, right? Which will be in those days, in the days, Haham, meaning him, or Salakia they, right? So sometimes you read Ha-maha or Ha-hum, which is really Ha-hama, right? Meaning them or they. So essentially it's saying you're going to bring in the first fruits to the priests, which will be in those days, in the days, they, Ha-hama, Wa-amartha, and you will say unto him, Al Yahweh, Hagad Thaya, meaning I have revealed today or this day, Hayawam, La Yahweh Alahayaka, to the Lord your power, Kaya Ba'a Taya, because I have brought in, or Salakia, because I have came in to the land, Al Haharat Tazah, Ashar Nashabai, which has swore the Lord of our fathers, Yahweh, La'aba Tayanawa, to give unto us, Lathath Lanawa, Wahalakwach, Hakahan, Hatana, Hatantanaa, right? And will take the priest to the basket from your hand, Mayadka, Wahanayahwa, and will cause it to rest, right? So that's in the sense of the priest is going to take the basket from your hand and place it, right? Lapanaya, Mazabach, Yahweh Lahayaka, before the altar of the Lord of your power, right? Verse 5, Wa Anayath, Wa Amarath, right? And you will answer and say, before the Lord your power, Lapanaya Yahweh Alahayaka, Aramya, Abad, meaning a Aramean, lost, was my father, Abaya, Wayarad, Matazar Yama, and he went down to Egypt, Wagar Shum, and he sojourned there, Ba Mathaya, in time, because Ba means in, Ma is short for Ma'aita, Ma meaning of, Aita meaning time or now in certain contexts, right? Um, Mayat meaning was few. Wa Yahaya Shum, and it came to pass hither. He became a nation, Lagawaya, Gadol, great, Itazawam, mighty, and much, Wa Rabah, right? So this chapter is concerning the confession of the first fruits. When you present your first fruits during after the time of harvest, right? So it says, and you will answer and say before the Lord your power, an Aramean lost was my father, and he went down to Egypt and sojourned there, and in time was few, and it came to pass he became a nation mighty, great, and and it was multiplied, right? Wayarai wa Athanawa, right? And they were evil unto us, the Egyptians, Ha Matazarium, Waya Aina Nawa, right? And they afflicted us, Waya Thanawa, and they placed upon us, Alayanawa, servitude, Ibadah, Kwasha, meaning harsh servitude, right? Verse 7, Wana Taza'ak, Al Yahweh Alahaya, and we cried to the Lord our power, the power of our fathers, or Salakia, Wana Taza'ak, Al Yahweh Alahaya, meaning, and we cried to the Lord of powers, of our fathers, Abba Thayanawa, Wayashama Yahweh Atha Kwalnawa, and he heard the Lord to our plight, because that word qualal means, right, or disdain, right? It means to be, right, something that is light, right? You can think light of somebody, or you can be abhorred, as in, right, or disdained, right, which is the root is qualal, meaning to make light of something, right? And you heard the Lord to our plight, Wayera'a, and he saw to our affliction, Ata, Aina, Yanawa, Wa Ata, Aimalnawa, and to our toil, Wa Ata, Lachatazanawa, and to our oppression. Because that word Lachataza, that is a literal word for oppression, right? Verse 8, Waya taza anawa Yahweh ma matazorium, and he brought us out, the Lord, from Egypt. Bayad hazakah, in the hand strong, and in the arm outstretched. Wapazarai nataya, waba mara'ah, and of sights great, gadol, right? Because that word ma meaning of, ra'ah means to see, right? So in right, in great sights, meaning in great acts, right? Waba athawath, and upon signs. Waba mapatayim, and wonders, right, or miracles, right? So it says verbatim, and he brought us out, the Lord, from Egypt, in the hand strong, and in the arm outstretched, in great sights, and upon, and in wonders, or Salakia, and signs and wonders. Wayaba'anawa al hamakwam, right? And he brought us in to the place, this, Hazah, Wayatan lanawa, Ataha rataza, and he gave unto us to the land, this, Hazath, Hazaath, Rataza, Zabath, a land flowing with milk and honey, Chalab, Wa Dabash, right? Verse 10, Wa'aita, Hana, Haba'a Thaya, and now behold, I have brought in to the first fruits, Ata Ra'ashayath, Pariah, right? Of the ground, Ha'adamah, Ashar, Natha, Ashar Natha, which is given unto me, Laya, Yahweh, the Lord, Wahanacha Thawa, right? And have cause to rest before Lapanaya, the Lord your power, Yahweh al-Hayakah, right? Or Salakia. So that means, right, and you will cause it to rest before the face of the Lord your power, and you will bow down to him. Waha Shatach Yath, before the face of the Lord your power. Lapanaya Yahweh al-Hayakah, right? So essentially it says, and now behold, I have brought into the first fruits of the ground, which has given unto me the Lord, right? And you will cause it to rest before the Lord your power, and will bow down unto him before the Lord your power, right? That's after you present the first fruits of the land, place them in a basket, and you present it unto the priest, which will minister in those days, right? Washamachta Bakal Hatawab. You will rejoice in all that which is good. Ashar Nathan Laka, which he has given unto thee. The Lord of your power, Yahweh Alahayaka, right? Wa Labayathka, and your household. Atha, you. Waha Lawaya, and the Levite. Wahagar, and the sojourner. Ashar Bakwarabka, which is in your midst. Verse 12. Kaya Thakala La Aishar Atha, because you complete to do, or Salakia, I'm bugging. It's kind of early, so it reads Kaya Takala, meaning because you complete. That word Kala means complete, or whole, or all. When you say call, Kala means complete, right? La Aishar, to tithe. Ata call ma Aishar, to all of your tithes of your increase. Ta bawa'a taka, tabawa'athka, right? Bashana, in the year the third. Ha shalayeshath, right? The year of tithes, of your tithes. Shanath Hama Aishar, right? Which is like it says here, every 3 years, right? Wanathath La Lawaya, you will give to the Levite. Lagar, to the sojourner. La Yathawam, to the orphan. Wa La Almana, to the widow. Wa Akalwa, and will eat in your gates. Bashayaryaka, right? And will be satisfied. Wa Shabai Wa, right? So in essence, it says Kaya, or Salakia, because you complete to tithe to all of your tithes of your increase in the year the third, which is the year of tithes, and will give to the Levite, and will give it to the Levite, to the sojourner, to the orphan, to the widow, and they will eat in your gates and be satisfied. Verse 13. Wa amarath la panaya Yahweh lahayaka, and you will say before the Lord your power, right? Bayar Thaya, meaning I have consumed. Hakwadash, to the sanctified things. Man habayath, from the house. Wagam natha tayawa, and even I have given to the Levite. La lawaya walagar, and to the sojourner. Wala la yathawam, to the orphan. Wala almana, to the widow. Kakal matazawath ka, like all which have been commanded, which you have commanded, right? Ashar tazawa yanathanaya, which you have commanded me to give, right? La'a, because that the word tazawa yathanaya is a combination of tazawab, meaning command, and yathan, meaning to give. The ya makes it it's talking about that person, right? They're saying, or Salakia, which you have commanded me, right? So it's not, doesn't mean Nathan or to give, right? So it means Ashar, Tazawa, Yatanaya, um, meaning which you have commanded me, because it's Tazawa, command. Tatha means you, which is the person that is that's speaking. You're speaking to somebody and you're saying which you have commanded me. The Naya means the Ya at the end means I. So Tazawa Yatanaya means you have commanded me, right? La'a Ibar Thaya, meaning I have not went beyond your commandments. Ma Matazawat Yaka Wala'a Shakak Thaya, and I have not forgotten them, right? So it says, and you will say before the Lord your power, right? I have consumed the holy things from my house, and even I have given to the Levite, to the sojourner, to the orphan, to the widow, like all which you have commanded, right? Which you have commanded me, right? And I have not went beyond to transgress the commandments, and I have not forgotten them, right? Verse 14, La'a akal thaya, meaning I have not eaten it. I have not eaten ba anaya, um, in my iniquity, because ba means in, an is a derivative of a one, meaning iniquity, but it's shortened, right? The ya means I, right? Meaning, you have done what was commanded, right? You gathered the tithes, you distributed it evenly, right? And you did what was commanded, right? And there was no iniquity involved in that, right? Mamanawa, right? Of it, wala'a bayar thaya, and I have not consumed it. I have not consumed of it, mamanawa, in uncleanliness. Ba tama'a, wala'a tatata, slaki, wala'a nathaya, right? And I have not given of it, mamanawa, lamath, to the dead, right? Meaning, for example, you have the Northern Kingdom. What they do today is they celebrate, in certain times of the year, they celebrate the Dia de los Muertos, which is given to the dead. They give offerings to the dead ones of their family, which is it's off. Which is why Hamashiach Yahushai said, the Lord is not the God of the dead, but of the living, right? So the Lord isn't dealing with any offering that we give to the dead, right? He's dealing with those that are in His realm, which is the realm of the living, because once we die, our spirits go back into the spirit world, and they return to the Lord, right? Which I believe you read about that in Ecclesiastes as well, right? Let's get that actually real quick. Salakia. All right. Ecclesiastes. right? Ecclesiastes. Let's see if I can get that real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 2. Wherefore I praised the dead which are already dead, more than the living which are yet alive. Right? And right, that just means that those that have whose spirit has left from their body in this side of the world, that's really, you know, um that's really all that there is to it, right? Because we can't really think beyond what happens in the mortal realm, right? Ecclesiastes 3 and 20, verse 19. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them. As the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yet they all have one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence, preeminence, Salakia, preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity, right? Verse 20, Ecclesiastes 3 and 20, all go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to the dust again, right? Who know the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. Wherefore I perceive, or Salakia, that's the point. So, basically once you're dead, right? And so it reads the Hebrew Shamaithaya, right? Meaning hear me, or Salakia, I have heard. Bakwal, upon the voice of the Lord of powers, Yahweh Alahaya. I have done Ashayathaya, or Salakia, Ashayathaya. I have done Kakal, like all which has been commanded unto me. Ashar Tazawa Yathanaya, right? So it basically reads, I have not eaten in my iniquity of it, and I have not consumed it, and I have not consumed of it in uncleanliness, and I have not given of it to the dead. I have heard in the voice of the Lord of powers, right? I have done like all which has been commanded unto me, right? Hashakwayapa ma'ainan Salakia ma'an, right? Meaning look down from from the cloud of your holiness, meaning from the heavens of your sanctuary, Kodashka, right? Man Hashemayim, from the heavens, Wa Barak, and blessed to your people, Atha Aimka, to Israel, Atha Yasha'ala, Wa Atha Ha'adamah, and to the ground, Ashar Natha, which you have given unto us, Lanawa, Ka Ashar, Nashabaitha, like which you have sworn to our fathers, La Abathayanawu, a land flowing with milk and honey, Arataza Zabath, Halab Wadabash, right? That word shakwap means to look down in a sense you can look down from a window. You can, in this sense, you're asking the Lord to look down from the heavens, from a sanctuary, right, to bless Israel and the ground, meaning the earth, right. This is part of the confessions of the first fruits, right? Because that word shakwab, it can mean salaki. You read about it in other instances where it's talking about a land that hangs low, right? It's called shakwab as well, right? Because it's looked down. For example, if you say, right, the height of the rock is exalted, right? From looking down upon it, you would say Ilah Batazar, right? Ramah, Ma Shakwap, right? Meaning exalted. Batazar means rock, right? Or Salakia, yeah, exalted is a rock. Ramah meaning something that is of height, and Shakwab means from looking down upon it, right? Which you would say Ma Shakwab, Ma Manawa, right? So in essence, it says, look down from the cloud of your sanctuary, from the heavens, and bless to your people Israel, and to the ground, which you have given to us, like which you have sworn to our fathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. Right? Verse 16, Hayawam Hazah Yahweh Lahayakah. Today, this, the Lord of your power, has commanded thee, Matazawaka, to do, La Ashawath, to the statues, Atha Ha-Chokwayim, these, Ha-Alha, and to the ordinances, Wa-Atha Ha-Mashapatium, right, Wa-Shamarath, and to keep, Wa-Ishayath, and to do to them, Atham, with all your heart, with all your soul, Bakal Lababka, Wabakal Napashka, right? Meaning in all your heart and in all your soul, right? Atha Yahweh Ha Amarath, the Lord, or Salakia, to you has the Lord said this day, Hayawam, Lahayawath, right? To be unto thee, Laka, La Alahayim, right? For powers, right? Wala Lakath, and to walk in his way, Badarak Yahweh, to keep to his statutes, Wala Shamar Hakwai Yahweh, and commandments, and his commandments, Wa Matazawath Yahweh, and his ordinances, Wa Mashapat Yahweh, and to hear in his voice, Wala Shamai Bakwalwa, right? Wa Yahweh ha Amaryaka, or Salakia, Wa Yahweh ha Amyarka, right? And the Lord, he has said unto thee this day, Hayawam, right? Hayawath, Lahayawath, to be unto him, Lawa, La'im, right? To him, to a people, peculiar, Sagala, Ka Ashar, the Bar Laka, like which he has spoke unto thee, right? And to keep all his commandments, right? Wala Shamar, call Matazawath Yahweh, right? And really you can say, and the Lord has declared unto thee this day, right? For you to be unto him to a people peculiar, like which he had spoke unto thee, to keep all his commandments, right? That's what it's saying in the previous verse as well, right? To you has the Lord declared this day to be unto him, for you to be unto him a God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, his commandments, his ordinances, and to hear in his voice, right? Wala Thatka Elayawan, and he will make thee most high, Elayawan, right? Because you have the most high God, right? Yahweh Elayawan, which is a derivative of Ilah, meaning exalted, right? And this is going to be fulfilled when Israel gets the kingdom of heaven, right? After the destruction, after 2/3 are thrown into the blazing fire of the Lord's fury, which is America, Babylon the Great being utterly consumed, right? Death and hell being swallowed up, which is synonymous with us leaving that hell, uh, um, the state of hell that we are in, which is really, right, being in subjugation to Esau's, right, to his laws, to, right, um, having to conform to a certain extent unto his, for example, we speak English, and there's certain things you have to do, if you want to take up a loan, you got to go to Esau, right, which is part of the curses, and so the Revelation 20 says that death and hell will be swallowed up, meaning the elect will be delivered, right? Be delivered out of that state, right? Out of that subjugation. Death and hell being swallowed up, thrown into the fire, meaning all this is going to be done away with, right? And the elect will receive spiritual power, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Ratazah, right? Lord willing, right? If we are of that number, which is why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, right? And actually, let's get that real quick. This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, shall be tormented day and night, forever and ever. Right? And Slacky, just bear with me. So what is that talking about? Right? The devil is what? Scriptures say that the city was divided into 3 parts, right? Because 3 parts of the inhabitants of Babylon will receive the judgment of the Lord's fury when he comes with chariots and flaming fire, which is, you have 3 classes. You have the sons of men, which are the other nations, which are just extras in this thing, you know, because this is mainly about Esau and Jacob, right? Then you have the sons of the power, which are the Israelites, mainly, well, actually, the elect and 2/3 are included in that, right? Because the elect are going to be delivered, 2/3 will be destroyed, right? And then you have the sons of the wicked, right, which is the Edomites that are in America, Babylon the Great, right? So it says, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, right? That's talking about Esau, right? Receiving his judgment in America, Babylon the Great, and World War III, which is the third woe, where the beast and the false prophet are. The beast is America, Babylon the Great, and overall his system, right? Because the beast is also known as the EU, which is the beast that the whore rideth upon, right? Because the Lord is going to stir up Esau and his armies to blow each other up, right? And World War III, right? The false prophet are the philosophies that Esau pushes, right? Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, all things that are, you know, were made to deceive, basically to keep Jacob away from his heritage or from the knowledge of self, right? Which are the Israelites, which are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? And shall be tormented day and night, but really that goes back to Roman Catholicism, because that's where all those religions came out of. And shall be tormented day and night forever and ever, right? Meaning America, Babylon the Great is not gonna be inhabited ever again, right? Because of the filthiness of the great whore that sitteth upon the beast, right? Revelation 20 and Revelation 20 and 13. We'll start at 12. Revelation 20 and 12. And I saw a great, or Salakia, 12. Revelation 20 and 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Lord, and the books were open, right? The dead, small and great, is talking about, right, the nation of Israel, right? Because we were all in a dead state of mind, right? Meaning we didn't know who we were, why, you know, we went through what we went through, right, throughout time, right? You can precept that with what is it, John chapter 5, right? Yahushua said, I believe it's chapter 5 or 4, when Yahushua said, you know, the day cometh when the dead shall hear his voice and shall live, right? Some unto the resurrection of life, which is the elect, and some unto the resurrection of damnation, meaning in these times you're going to hear you're an Israelite, you're going to deny the word, and then you're going to burn in the you're going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, right? Because you denied, right, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? So that's talking about the dead. That's talking about, right? And Matthew 25 says what? That while the bridegroom slumbered, or Salakia, while the bridegroom tarried, that they all slumbered. That means we all, you know, fell off and into a Gentile state of mind, right? So it says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the God, and the books were opened, right? And who opened the first book? Yahushai in the heavens after he was delivered, right? Which opened the seals, which meaning the understanding, and then it was given unto the remnant, right? In these latter days, starting with 1 West, Harlem, New York, 125th Street, right? Harlem, New York. 1970s, Rabbi Abba Bivens, which is Elijah the Prophet, and has continued with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone with sound doctrine and 100% truth, right? So the books being open is what? You have the book, which is the scriptures, right? And then you have, right, the book of life, which is really the Acts of the Apostles 2.0, which is the elect, those that are preaching and prophesying, right? The end, right? The which is the end of Esau's world and the beginning of Jacob's, right? And the elect are the book of life, because we're doing what the apostles of old did, right? Wise men, scribes, whatever, teachers, whatever you claim to be, right? Because Paul the apostle said, I send unto you, right? Somewhere, or Yahushua said, I send unto you scribes, wise men, apostles, prophets, right? So the other book is a book of life, right? Another book was opened, which is the book of life. Revelation 20 and 12, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works, right? So you have the book of life, you have the scriptures, and you have another book which the angels of the Lord, they record the acts of of um of every Israelite, whether it's good or bad, because let's get that real quick. Their works do follow them. What is it, 16 and 12? No, that's not it. 13:5. Let's see. Let's get that actually. Salakia. And their works do follow them, right? Which is Revelation 14 and 13. I figured that was it. I was just looking at it. Revelation 14 and 13, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth, yea, save the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them. Right? So the Lord said, right, that their works do follow them, right? Which is why it says Revelation 20 and 12, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, right? Because the dead here is talking about those that died in the faith and those that died as reprobates, right? Or will die as reprobates, right? And those that will die in the faith because their works follow them, right? And it says Revelation 20 and 12, according to their works. Revelation 20 and 13, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. That's talking about the dead Israelites, right? So those that die in faith are going to be first in the chariots, right? Which is why Yahushua said, those that are last shall be first, and those that are first shall be last, right? And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works, right? So let's just give you a little example, right? So you're gonna have, right, Slovakia, right? Let's just say you're looking at a map of America, Babylon the Great, right? So here's Babylon, right? So you're gonna see as the ICBM missiles are going, right? They're gonna hit America Babylon the Great. At the same time, you're gonna see the elect being caught up, right? That are alive into the chariots. And then you're also gonna see those that die in the Lord being caught up from their graves. They're all gonna be changed together, right? And then 2/3 will be here. And they're gonna eat a missile, right? And you heathens as well, right? But you're not important really. You're just background actors. Revelation 20 and 13. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. Verse 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death, right? So what does that mean, right? The elect will be changed. They're not gonna taste death anymore. So that's gonna be done away with, right? Hell being cast into the lake of fire, meaning we're gonna be delivered out of the bondage of corruption, which is these bodies, and the subjugation which we have under Esau, right? Because hell is a state of mind as well, right? Says this is the second death, right? And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire, right? So that shows you the book of life are the elect. Those that are not in the book of life, that's 2/3, right? So, which is why it says the books were open, because, right, these are just records that the Lord, through his ministers, the angels, which are as flames of fire, they keep, right? So, I mean, you might have a book of 2/3, but, that's really too high for us to even, that's neither here nor there, right? Scriptures say your thoughts are not my thoughts, right? But anyways, so it says, right, Deuteronomy 26:19, Walathathka Eliyawan I'll call Hagawayim, and I will make thee most high above all nations, right? Which is according to the promise, right? Which is what the elect will do. Ashar Aisha, which will do, or Salakia, which will make, for praise. La Tha Hala, Walasham, and name, right? Or Salakia, which will make for praise, and the name, Walasham, meaning, we're gonna be, how does it say? We're gonna get infamy among the whole earth, right? We're gonna be infamous because of that, because we survived, all the things that are coming, right? But if you die in the Lord, then you're still gonna get eternal life. Wala Tapar Parath, right? And comeliness, right? Meaning, we're gonna be all perfect in that day, right? We're not gonna sin, we're not gonna go off, right? Scriptures say that we're gonna be running as sparks amongst the stubble, right? And we're gonna shine in the kingdom of our Father like the sun, right? Wala Hayathka, and you will be a people holy. I'm Quadash to the Lord your power, La Yahweh Alahayaka, like which he had spoken, Ka Ashar Dabar, right? So verbatim it says, and he will make thee most high above all nations, which he will make, right? He will make you, he will make you a praise and a name and comeliness, right? And for comeliness, and you will be a holy people to the Lord your power, like which he has spoken, right? You can go into Deuteronomy 28, and I believe that's 28 and 10, right? Which starts with the remnant waking up, precept that with Revelation chapter 11, right? The nations, right? They were in great fear because they know that their wrath has come, right? Let's get that. Deuteronomy 28 and 10. Deuteronomy 28 and 10. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord. They shall be afraid of thee, right? Mainly Esau, right? Because you're the nations, you're just bugged out. So Esau knows, because he scriptures say that he's wiser as Daniel, right? So, and let me see if I can get another precept, one more, before I close up. So this chapter is really pretty simple, right? Let's see, Zechariah, what did I say, 13, or I was thinking that. Zechariah, what's that, Zechariah chapter 13. Let's see. Salakia, bear with me. Trying to get this last precept. Zechariah chapter 14 and 14, right? And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold, silver, and apparel in great abundance, right? This is talking about when most of the nations are destroyed in Armageddon, right? As the elect descend down, spiritual power, they're going to be in the valley of decision, right? Where Yahushai, right? The angels and the elect, right? They're gonna fight the armies of the earth, which really it's not gonna be a fight because the Lord, when Yahushai returns, I believe that he's just gonna, well, Second Ezra chapter 13 tells you exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna see sparks and lasers, and then they're just gonna turn to dust, right? And that precepts with Malachi where it says, we will tread ashes on with the soles of our feet, meaning by the time we even dispatch to do anything, right, they're going to be disintegrated, right? The only thing the elect will really do is we're just going to gather the Edomites that remain, and any of those elite trillionaires that have bunkers, we're just going to grab them up and put them in chains, starting with the Edomites. And so that's how it's going to happen, right? One more precept, Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 10, right? Um, verse 9, Zechariah 12 and 9. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem, and I will pour upon the house of David, which is the elect, upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the spirit of grace and of supplications, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, right? And they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn, right? Which I believe, is going to happen after we descend, after it's, after it's all said and done, the armies of the earth are destroyed. Then the elect go to gather, right, the multitudes, those that remain in Armageddon, bring the offerings. Isaiah 11:11. Those that are scattered of Israel, we're going to bring them as an offering. Then once we're all gathered back in Jerusalem, we're going to kind of see like a, how do you say it, a vision of Yahushua when he was offered up, and possibly during this whole ministry, we're gonna see it. It's gonna be given in the vision, right? And we're all gonna mourn because of that, right? But another, because it says, right? So yeah, we're gonna see that, right? But and that's after the crowning ceremony of the elect, right? Which will be in the clouds in the heavens, right? And you can read that in Second Esdras, right? Um, so yeah, basically that's how it's gonna happen, and right, which is right. Scriptures say that the fountains will stand still for 3 hours, right? Which could feel like 3 years on earth, but it's gonna be literally it's gonna feel like um or it's gonna feel like 3 hours on earth, but it's gonna be like 3 years, right, in the heavens, right, or 3,000 years, because the scriptures say that one day with the Lord is as 1,000 years, right? But who knows, right? Could be just something quick, but it's gonna be a sight to see, right? Um, so I think that's it. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't think 2/3 will see Yahushai. They're not going to get the pleasure to see the things that happened in the past, right? Because once Israel was brought back, the 2/3, they might see it after, but that is actually going to be given unto the elect, right? To have that vision, like it says in the book of Zechariah, right? But this is Deuteronomy 26, right? Going into the Hebrew, Lord willing, you're edified, right? Giving honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Kwame Asha'Allah, and above all, Shalom.